Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another indie comic book review. Humongous apologies everybody. Everything's going to be super late this week. It's been a long week. Guys, I'm praying the whole summer won't be like this, but the good news is we are officially in July, so look forward to the Street Fighter summer event intro video soon. The recaps for June will be coming soon. And the Big 2 review should be happening if tomorrow night.
Okay.
Probably after the live show, but definitely tomorrow night. So, indie review this week, we have no physical copies.
Nope.
But we have 10 digital. And we have one. I don't know what week this book was released, but it is a newer issue of Argo 5, issue number 12. And this deals with the fallout of the last issue. Megamax's death, and Gladiatra is dealing with this she's taking it very hard because she had just found her father and then lost him. Ultro makes a guest appearance in here, and he is just as much, if not more so, upset than Gladiatra because he left. He turned his back on his father and left for Canada, basically defying his father. And basically now he'll never get a chance to apologize for what he's done. So Ultro kind of has more of a reason to be more upset than Gladiatra.
Also, Black Dynamo.
Blue Dynamo.
Oh, Blue Dynamo.
And Chain Reaction.
Yeah, they have a little bit of a history, like working together and stuff like that.
Yeah, they go into Brooklyn and Chain Reaction's like, let's sit around, something bad's gonna happen. Nothing happens. They go swing, Chain Reaction goes swinging around, Blue Dynamo can fly. And they're looking for trouble. Chain Reaction finds his friend who's getting basically yelled at by his girlfriend, or soon-to-be ex-girlfriend, because he's talking to this girl called Stacy. And, of course, Chain Reaction comes to his aid due to the bro code, which, yeah, Chain Reaction definitely is one of my least favorite members of Argo 5, just because of how his mindset is with women and stuff like that. And, of course, he had to come from Brooklyn. He'll wear on me at some point, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Then the Ultro scene happened. And then it turns out something's going on with Kasira.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how the issue ends. It ends in the to be continued, but it's you're left off with a huge cliffhanger. Kasera has her aunt, Nansira?
Yeah, I think it was
Nanciara?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, show up, and things don't look good.
Mm.
Actually, that's always what happens when it's a to be continued book. And then you got tons of pinups, which look all of them awesome.
Blue Dynamo was my favorite.
I like Chain Reaction in this one. I like this one from Chain Reaction. Blue Dynamo is awesome. Kasira is good.
That one's awesome.
Gladiatra's awesome. And, yeah, they're all awesome. Each and every one of them are. Shazrath, his is kind of, I don't know, I feel like the hair was a bit off with Shazrath for some reason. It looks like he needs a haircut again, but...
Unless it looks like the cars on top of him to make it look more
That's what I was
detailed.
thinking. It could be the shadow.
Yeah.
Because in the picture above, Shazrat looks normal.
Yeah. Well, it still looks nice, though. Absolutely. All the pictures.
Yes.
So.
Argo 5, as always, 5 stars. Book is
here.
amazing. Can't wait to see what's happening
and the
next.
artwork's, like, really amazing.
Yeah, the artwork was good. The first page kind of had me a little worried, though. I will say that. The first page I was kind of a little iffy with the artwork, but then it kind of worked its way in as the issue continued.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Like,
That was for me.
I just thought, every page was good to me. I mean, maybe I'm used to it.
After the first page, though, it worked its way in for me.
Right.
And you feel for Gladiatra because of what happened with her father. You feel even more so for Ultro. And Shazrath is there trying to comfort Gladiatra. And the rest of the gang kind of is wrecking. Not wrecking as in wrecking things. They're relaxing after the whole first 11 issues worth of stuff. I remember in the book, was it Blue Dynamo or Chain Reaction, who basically ran through everything they went through from issue like 1. And there was mention of of, I forgot his name, the alien that all of a sudden conveniently turned from bad to good when he saw Megamax's sacrifice.
Oh, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
His name just slipped my mind.
But yeah, but if you want to find out more information, you can go to argocomics.com. That's argocomics.com.
I highly recommend it. Argo 5 is my top favorite series. If you're interested in learning more about the universe, though, the Argo universe, I would definitely recommend starting with Argo Anthology. And then when you want your team book, you go to Argo 5. When you want your soft comedy, you go to Sorority of Power. For the kids, you got Mr. Pickle.
I can't wait to see that one.
I'm interested to seeing that book too.
It's just so, something I want to see.
And from what I understand, Dan has a lot of things planned coming up soon.
Yeah, I actually heard about that. I'm looking forward to seeing what his projects are going to be.
Absolutely. Maybe he'll make a Teen Machine ongoing series, or...
Oh, I hope so.
I hope he makes a figure line. He showed me some Death Squad figures that he had, like, not prototypes, but like they had figures.
Are they going to come out soon?
No.
Aw.
It would be cool, though,
It
wouldn't
would be, yeah. I'd buy them.
All right.
Okay.
So moving forward now,
Books.
we're gonna jump into Aspen because this is the second week in a row that we have Aspen books, and let me just check this out real quick. Okay.
Yeah. I was just checking the time.
Let's start with Mike Turner's Fathom Annual Issue Number 1.
Yes.
So how was it, Mike?
I do have to
these
admit,
books.
the artwork in this was, it was a little bit okay.
Kind of dark, in my opinion.
It is kind of dark. Basically, in the Fathom Annual, it's really all about, like it's the beginning of how, Fathom, like there were different parts of the book. Like, it talks about, like, her character. The part 2, the artwork changed a little bit in a good way.
I like the artwork in part 2 better.
Right. And it talks about, like, her origin story of, back then, of, like, relationships and stuff. I do have to admit, though, like, there wasn't, like, that much dialogue. Like, there was a little bit of it, just to, like, get more of the story. But, she went through a lot, I have to say. I can't remember what her name was. I believe it was, I can't remember what her name was, but, yeah, there was this...
Judith.
Judith, thank you. Judith has just been through hell with, that guy that she was with, and it was just, like, horrible and everything. But, you do see a lot of, other stuff, but I'll leave that up to you guys to check out the book. Then we get into part 3, where it deals mostly with the underwater adventures of how...
This feels more like Mike Turner's art.
Yeah, and it talks about the mission that she's going on, which deals with finding stuff underwater. And I remember reading a book like this when there was like adventures and stuff, and there were like demons underwater.
That was Fathom, the one.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah, I was saying that's what it reminded me of, and the artwork and the whole battle against them was absolutely amazing. Like my jaw was dropping because I was just so amazed at all that because of different missions. So then there's part 4 of the Fathom Annual, which is also by Mike Turner, and it goes a little bit into lots of dialogue, more or less about how she can control being underwater, and how she what's the word I'm looking for?
Powers?
Like, yeah, like her powers and how she deals with it, basically. Like how she has other stuff. There's a lot to take in when you read this comic book, but would I say read this comic book? Absolutely recommended. Because this is just...
I love the artwork. That's why I would read it.
Yeah, it's just the artwork that really just caught my eye in a great way.
But speaking of Fathom, we have all new Fathom issue number 7.
Yep, which is this cover right here.
I like 7B better, but yeah.
Yeah, so Fathom in this issue, it's the same as before. You get a little bit of the feel of the artwork. There's like I'm trying to. You're moving around too fast. Like in this issue, like there was a bit of a talk scene with Judith and someone else about
Maria.
Maria? I thought that was Judith.
No.
Oh, it was Maria. Oh, my mistake. Like, they're like having a talk about what happened in the past, and there's like this war that's about to happen. And, you know, it's up to her and the rest of them to prevent this from happening. And as we get more into the book, we get these new characters. Actually, I think 3 new characters that actually meet with. Now I know that's Judith, and they have an encounter with her, and it was like mostly power against power. Like it was like talked about when they met last time, like how their powers were evenly matched, or one was better than the other, or something like that. And there was an amazing fight scene that Judith had with this other girl who had like the same psychic powers as she did. And then as excuse me, and as you kept going on to the book, I don't want to give too much away as the next pages, but let's just say there's a little bit of stuff going on that causes a little bit of friction, but as in the end, it would turn out that they have to work together to see what's going to happen, what's going on more.
And then, ironically, next issue is the final issue.
Final issue.
Fathom, all new Fathom issue number 8.
I know. I just got, you know.
Got back into it.
Exactly.
Finally, from Aspen, we have all new Soulfire issue number 5.
Yes. All new Soulfire was more or less about there was like a character right there. I can't remember what her name was. Like there was like a big chaos riot of people who have like these different signs up, who like don't believe in I think it was like not believing in religion or something like that. And then there was this fight scene where what are you doing?
Trying to find names.
Yeah, like it says like only room for one true God.
Because he has wings. I think he's an angel, probably.
They actually do. I was gonna say that. There is one splash page that's actually
really nice.
Really nice and interesting, along with the artwork. Because the Aspen Comics has really great artwork. I would definitely say so for myself, my opinion. So as you get more into the book, it does get a little bit boring, just a little bit. I'm
a
not
lot
saying,
of talking.
Like there's more talking about you know, what's to come, and you know what the people feel like. As I said before, only room for one God and this and that, and they have to fight through that, and then it gets into more of the action. So it's like a little bit of an in between. Like there's action and then there's talking, but more or less when we got to the action part, which was these 2 characters, one with wings and one that had like a sword, like that was really something. And then the ending issue, there's going to be more of a challenge that they could barely even imagine. And that left me on a huge cliffhanger just to see what's going to happen next. So really something to check out and see for yourself.
For me next, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 10, Issue number 4. This was a really good issue. Last issue, Dracula stole the book. So now he believes he can make the rules. And he can. In this issue, basically, Dracula, the first rule he puts in is that all vampires consider him their lord and master. Then apparently Dracula is a lot older than he showed everybody. So the next thing he wrote in the book was Dracula regained his youth and vigor, and he did. He became beautiful again. Then he said he was the all-powerful king of the vampires. Buffy and crew are now on the hunt for Dracula to get the book back and stop him from making any mess ups. And Dawn is still dealing with losing Xander, but Dawn is telling Buffy, you brought me back, and I'm still catching up on my memories, and while I still have a high school crush on Xander, Xander is deeply in love with me, and she can't handle it. And there's a deep Buffy and Dawn moment. Finally, I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. They find Dracula, but Dracula finally puts something in the book that now he's going to regret. He said he wanted to be the most all-powerful, strongest vampire of them all, and that leads into the final part of the book, which, it leads into Dracula becoming this gigantic bat known as Malachor.
And that was really, like, I don't know what expressions to
And
say.
Dawn is still trying to snap Xander out of it, but it doesn't matter because he's stuck in Dracula's trance.
Isn't it amazing how in some of the Buffy comic issues, like, there's, like, someone who transforms into, like, a big animal, like, 2 issues back that happened, and now it happened in this issue?
No, that was Angel and Faith.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in comparison.
It's a thing with this series.
Yeah.
Awesome book. I would recommend it. I would love to go back and read the older Buffy stuff. I went back and read all the Angel and Faith stuff, and I love that series too. So next, Mike, you have The Witcher, issue number 4 of 5.
Yes, and that is from Dark Horse Comics. So in The Witcher, we find out more about what happened with the crows and why the bell was ringing. So Geralt, I think that's how you say his name, and Jacob are in the house, and Jacob is still looking for the girl that he loves, and he's like getting a little bit paranoid, like saying like, I know she's in this house and I'm gonna keep looking for her. And Geralt just stays with what's her name? Like, the girl actually talked to Geralt, instead of Jacob, and Jacob's trying to figure out, why is that and everything. And we all know The Witcher, he's just one of those people that does all these crazy things and all that. So they go a little bit like their separate ways, like they do in every issue, where Jacob's gonna look for his true love while he's with this other girl who, I don't know if he's leading him to a trap, because
She's leading him?
that she's leading him to a trap, because I really don't know if I could trust this character, because I could sort of see that, and along with meeting the witch, which was kind of disturbing.
Very.
In some ways. And yeah, even my brother's reaction, I could tell, was my reaction. So we're going to skip over that part, and we're going to move into something even more interesting. So yeah, so there was a little bit of a romantic scene with Geralt and I think Tala is her name. I don't know really. Or Marla, something like that. And there's more like craziness that is happening in the house, but now there's a door that was not seen before, because when they went back in the room, they never saw that door, but Geralt had the key, because remember if you, I think it was an issue or 2 back, that he had this key that the woman gave to him. So now he goes inside the door, and what lurks ahead? To be continued.
Or concluded.
Well, to be concluded, yeah, because unfortunately the next issue will be last, or who knows, maybe there'll be another story arc, who knows, but really great adventures. Definitely for anyone who has like haunted house mysteries and stuff like that, would absolutely love this book.
So, only book from Boom Studios, Translucid, issue 3 of 6, halfway through.
Yes, and this one has improved a lot.
Yeah, I remember you saying you were going to drop it. I grabbed this issue just for the heck of it.
Yeah, and this comic issue was very heartfelt. It's basically the 2 brothers in the beginning of the book. Like, his big brother, like, he's like, the little brother's like guardian angel, and he's like saying, whatever you do, you gotta promise me to meet me at this stadium and not to go back with mom and dad because of the mother not leaving the father because of what happened in the last issue. Although it does go in present day, where we see the main character And they have like this big talk scene about you know, people and like killing, because he just kills people without even thinking because they're civilized people. Then we go back to the past where the policemen take him in because of there was like a bullying thing that happened on the train, and he beat him to a bloody
himself.
yeah, and he beat him to a bloody pulp. And what the policemen don't understand is that he did for self-defense, but it was more violent way of saying that, which led the mother and father there, and afterwards we find out something, and this is a spoiler. The brother dies, the older brother dies in the issue because of a train accident that happened, but he gets resurrected into coming out of the grave and saying stuff that the little brother's like saying, you know, I don't believe you, this isn't you, but there's going to be a lot of explaining in the next issue to see, like, just after that, I was like, I mean, I felt so bad to know that, you know, the older brother, like, he was such a great role model to his little brother, and then all this happened, and then just, wow, it really improved, and I'm, you know, I'm glad that it did, and I'm going to be definitely picking up the next one, just see it.
Actually, let's start with this one.
Oh, that one? Oh, let me just find it. Okay.
Savage Dragon 195. I read it. It was a really good read. What did you think?
I thought it was a good read too, like how the past actually goes to the present. Like it
Where he's
talks
dating
about
this young girl, yeah.
yeah, Angel Murphy, and there was a babysitter there, and then there's this
Attack
from this big creature who was looking for Angel Murphy, and for some reason. So then it goes to present day, where Malcolm Dragon is facing against Angel Murphy, or it could be someone else because I really got the names botched up. So they have a fight scene, and then he tells him Malcolm something that really sets him off, like saying, you know, your father barely survived when we had our encounterment, and down more it is, and he didn't like that very much, and he just went blasting at her, and
ended up in the hospital.
yeah, and he ended up in the hospital with this girl. I think her name was go up, Maxine, I think her name was. No, up more. It's like right there.
Maxine.
Yeah, Maxine. Yeah, I was right. And there was this thing about, you know, like saying, so are we together or are you dating other people? I don't know what's going on. You know, it was like a little bit of a reuniting thing, but to see how the path is going, basically. That's really the long and short of the whole dialogue from what I read with that part. And as the issue keeps going, like the artwork is good, I will admit that. Wouldn't you agree much about the artwork?
I love the funniness of it.
Yeah, there was one funny scene of it, but we're not going to talk about that part. But yeah, so Malcolm Dragon is just trying to, you know, like he's still not to be trusted by civilians. Like they think that he's still bad news towards everyone. Like saying like, oh, you're not really a hero. Like you're just one of these people who just thinks of himself. Like basically they see him more as a menace than a hero. Like Spider-Man with the Daily Bugle in comparison to a Marvel comic book. So there's this new villain or attack from this other monster. The fight scene, let's just say it ended up with Malcolm going God knows where, and Angel Murphy taking over the city now that Malcolm is out of the picture. Or is he? To be continued in the next issue. So that right there is leading into something very interesting story-wise. So that was actually my second best book of the week, because first would definitely go to Argo 5, but Savage Dragon along with Translucid was top.
I'm actually curious to hear your thought on The Wicked and the Divine, issue number 1, because I didn't get a chance to read that.
I read it. this was like a long issue, but I could just sum it up in like a few words. Basically, this woman meets up with Lucy. Well, it starts off with when you snap the fingers, you know, there's explosions that happen. You know, just to give a little bit of an example. So then this girl meets up with this woman named Lucy, and in short term, spoiler, it's short for Lucifer, basically. And I kind of thought of that, but then I was saying I must go crazy, but I kind of knew that's what the short of it was. And there's like a long talk scene just taking, you know, her backstage and showing like all the characters and what they do. And there are these assassins that are going after Lucy, and she just, with a snap of their fingers, their heads, boom, exploded, which actually led her to go to the courtroom, where she's like saying, you know, I didn't do anything, you know, it was just, you know, like every time I snap my fingers, this happens, and I won't do it again if that's the case. So she goes in contempt because she gets a little sniffy with the judge, and when she snaps her fingers, head explodes, and then she's doing that, I didn't do that, like, it must be a mistake, like, you know, this wasn't, you know, me and everything. So yeah, that's how Lucifer's character plays in this comic book. So
somebody's looking to play Lucifer out as a, you know. Anyway, we have two more books, but really quick, we're going to switch over, so hang tight just for 2 seconds. Alright, we got two more books, and they're both from IDW. Let's start off with this book that you said you were disappointed, which shocks me. Yeah. Samurai Jack, issue number 9.
Yeah. Alright, let me ask all of you a question, for those who are reading it. Is it just me, or is there a little bit of dialogue and more of action of like what's going on? Because Samurai Jack is fighting this robot machine, and it says target acquired, that he's the one, you know, that he wants to go after, and it's being remote controlled by Haku, yeah, I keep forgetting the name, and that's the whole base of the book. It's less dialogue and more action. I mean, I'm trying to understand what the story's about. I mean, picture-wise, I could understand a little bit, but I like it to be more of dialogue, so that way I could see what the reason is behind all this. I mean, I know he's trying to fight his way back to his present when he went to the past and everything, or wherever.
He's flying around time, yeah.
Yeah, flying around time and everything. I don't know. It's kind of dwindling a little bit, but maybe we could get more of dialogue and more reason to what's going on, so us readers can understand it, at least for me at least.
And finally this week we have Winter World issue number 1.
Yep. And in this comic book, Winter World,
I love the artwork.
Yeah, the artwork is very drawn realistically. And, you know, in this comic book it just talks about, I mean, the title says it all, like winter and the cold and everything. And basically it's these, I think 3 or 4 people who are going on a mission to find something of
value.
Yeah, I think it was some of value. Like, I can't really. I think it was some of value. Like basically, like, they didn't want to go too far because they think it's east or west and stuff like that. So, you know.
They find an abandoned ship.
Yeah, they do find an abandoned ship.
Stuck in the ice.
Right, and they went to go check out to see if there's anything in there. I mean, because curiosity killed the cat, so they wanted to see. And there's also lots of other dialogue that happened in this comic book, where they were off to see. I'm trying to remember, like it was like so much involved in this comic book of where they were going.
It was like they're looters.
Well, yeah, after they found the car and everything, but they do find a place where they would have to stay since their van is a little bit banged up after the whole other stuff that happened in the middle of the book when they were getting shot at and everything.
Was it good?
For first issue, it was okay, I would say. Just to see. that I'll.
So you'll come back for issue 2 just to try it.
Just to see how it progresses from whatever in issue number 1. I mean, that's the best I can explain, guys. I just had a long week this week.
Gotcha. Alright, and that's it for this indie review, guys. Don't forget to check out comic-related, Comic Frontline, and Zone4Podcast.com. Together, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Like I said, things are going to be late this week, guys. I'm really trying. I mean, I finally had caught up with all my recaps from last month, and everything was going smooth, and now we're up to the recaps again for June. And the Street Fighter Summer event starting, Comic Frontline, comic reviews. Hopefully everything will catch up by the end of this week at least. 4th of July is coming, so with an extra day off, I might have some time to do extra stuff. Plus, Tommy's teething now, so that's a little bit of fun for me. But anyway, until the next review, guys, take care, keep reading, keep collecting, and we'll see you guys in the next review.
Later, everybody.